This isn't gonna work well.
It's fun.
Sometimes he's naughty. Sometimes he's nice. But every time he's Dirt Guy. It's Dirt Guy Drive Time with your host, Dirt Guy.
Hey, welcome to Dirt Guy Drive Time, my personal vlog on my way home from work. I talk about random crap that'll change your life, and not always for the better. Anyway, it's a Friday. Oh, we got the sounds and hey, special effects. What do you want? Hey, it's Friday, and I'm on my way home from work, as I previously indicated. Sorry about the no video yesterday. I got to tell you, I was surprise attacked at work by Emperor Palpatine, the Cobra, and a new cast member, a new character in our saga, what I will call the Minister of Architecture. Yes, the owner's rep, and the architect all just showed up. I had to spend 3 hours of my day with them that I'll never get back, walking around those damn hotels. Wore my stuff out. Plus, I didn't get a chance to eat lunch until like 11:30. I eat at 9:30. And I was just wore out. My brain was a sponge, but not in the good way. Not in the soak it up way. As a sponge that was saturated. I like that better. So, no video yesterday. I just went home and relaxed in the hobby room. Had some beers, hung out with Cindy Brown, the huge, and good stuff. But, you know, and I hope I don't lose too many of you on what I'm about to do right now. But I've been on this sort of quest for the Great Spirit thing, trying to figure out my role in all of this, or even if I have a role. That's also part of the equation. And I found myself gravitating towards something that, I don't know, I just really love. I love gospel music. Big gospel choirs, that gospel harmony, just rips my heart out every time. And there's one song in particular by an artist called Andre Crouch, prolific gospel artist, and it's called "The Blood Will Never Lose Its Power." Now, the reason that song's significant is, geez, way back when, I don't remember when it was, 2001, something like that, right after 9/11, shortly after. I was really going through a tough place in my life. I was all honked up. I wasn't going to church. Things just weren't good. And so I decided I needed to get my act together. So the wife at the time convinced me to go back to church, went to church, and the choir sang that song. Because my dad was the choir director, and he's the one who introduced me to Brother Andre Crouch. And, so he did some of his stuff sometimes. And they did that song, and I just remember being on I think I was on the front row or the second row of this big church. I just started bawling. I just started crying. And it's like, I don't know, something was ministering to me. I don't even say spoke to me, something was ministering to me. I couldn't put my finger on it, but I knew I wanted more of that, right? So then you guys have heard my story, flash forward, blah, blah, blah. Wife leaves me for my best friend. And my church falls apart, my business, my life falls apart, blah, blah, blah. Get married to Cindy, boom, boom, boom. And now I'm back in a situation where I'm thinking about that whole church thing again. And so, silly me, I went on YouTube and I found some versions of Andre Crouch's song, The Blood Will Never Lose Its Power. I started listening to them. Listening to them whilst drinking, by the way. Not a good combination at that juncture. And I was just really enjoying it. And then I noticed I started getting real choked up, and I was watching the people in the congregation singing along and all this, and I started feeling that ministering to again. And but it runs contrary to what I now know about sort of Christendom, how it started and how it's been modified and where it is today. And it was running contrary to what I know, but I couldn't stop this expression, this response. And then it just kind of hit me. I think it's a matter of faith. And now people of faith all talk about have faith, I have faith, etc. Right? And I used to preach that faith, hope, and love. The greatest of these is love, but faith is one of them. And I don't think I got it until last night, because there's those that will argue whether Jesus really existed or not. There are those that will say parts of the Bible are BS and all of this stuff. And some of that, I guess I can see their point, and in some cases I can agree with them on some of that stuff, and which has been causing problems. But last night, I decided to just throw all that out the window. Like, who cares? Why am I going to have a spiritual relationship with God that's based only on my mind, my knowledge, what I know about things? Why can't there be an experiential component? And I think that's the faith. A lot of that stuff that I used to read in the New Testament, well, not a lot of it. Some of it's been debunked, some of it's questionable, some of it wasn't written by who it said it was written by, and blah, blah, blah. But does that matter if it's faith? Well, Steve, if it's bogus material, then reading it gets you nowhere. And that's where I would say I disagree with that statement. Because, man, God ministers to people and talks to people the way God ministers to and talks to people. So if by reading that document or those documents that I grew up with, because that's what I know, if I grew up with that, so I'm familiar with it, I'm familiar with the stories, then perhaps it doesn't matter. That can just be the mechanism, the vehicle to get me wherever the Great Spirit wants to go. It was a huge breakthrough for me on the deal. You guys know I'm born and raised Christian, and so moving forward, that's the direction I'm personally going. I'm not suggesting that anybody follow my course or anything like that. I'm just expressing what I'm going through right now. But part of this faith thing, and part of my understanding of God, the good part of my education, and here's where I'm going to lose some of you. If I haven't lost you already, I'm going to lose some more of you right here, I think. And that is, I know my path to God. I know it. And it's different than other people's, of a different belief system. And yet, I believe they're on their path. I'm believing if somebody is seeking God, that you're going to find God. Whatever path you take to get there, as long as you get there, is what matters. Anything else is just decisive. Anything else is just people arguing and bickering and apologeticsing and debating their holy book versus another one and yada, yada, yada. Yeah, who needs all that? I don't. My thing with God is my thing with God, but I'm sharing it with you, so hopefully that doesn't make me a hypocrite. So listen, everyone, again, I'm not going to turn this show into me talking about God all the time, but, you know, I was hardcore pastor, raised in the church, went to college for this stuff, and so it is a huge part of who I am. So if we're going to watch this show, and I'm going to talk about me, my favorite subject, we're going to have to talk about that occasionally. So anyway, I'm going to keep pondering this stuff, but I really believe that my faith has been secured, and now I have a direction that I can proceed and see what's next in that regard. What else is there for me to do, if anything? So, hey, thank you for listening to that. Hopefully that wasn't a sermon. Hopefully I'm just telling you about what I'm going through. Anyway, listen, I hope you all are being safe. I hope you're surviving this lockdown that we're on. And that at some point we can all pull through this and get back to whatever a normal life might be. But it won't happen today, probably. So I believe I'll be checking in with you Monday on my way home from work. So thanks for joining me today. And until then, my name is Steve Brown, and have faith, people.